Hey everybody, I'm Ellen here at etrailer.com and we're looking at the Inno Velo Gripper bike rack. This is for your truck bed mounted bike rack application. So if you want to load your bikes into your truck bed, you've got a couple options. Most of them require taking off that front wheel though. It can be a big pain to have to do that every time. Also usually requires you to actually get up into your truck bed to mount your bike. So just kind of, it's a pain, takes an extra bit of time that you would like to get back. So this is a great way to load your bike into your truck bed and you don't have to worry about those issues. It is going to work with the cargo management system in a lot of different trucks. So it's kind of a custom fit application in that respect. So this will work for the Toyota Tacoma, the Tundra, as well as some of the Dodge Ram or Dodge Dakotas, and also some Chevy and GMC vehicles that use, again, that cargo management system. Basically, it's just any kind of truck that has that C-channel mount in the back, those C-channel rails. So these are going to mount right into that. It's a pretty easy application. Some customers have noted that the rod here is only just long enough to get their bike installed, so that's kind of one drawback to the system. But overall, I think it's really easy to use. It's easy to get installed, and again, it just eliminates that need to have to get up into your truck bed every time to load your bike in, and also prevents you from having to take the front wheel off. Another alternative way to get your bike in your truck bed that a lot of people like now is that pad that goes on the back of that tailgate. The drawback to that though is that you can end up damaging the paint for your truck, and you can also damage the paint for your bike. So it just kind of wear and tear wise, it's not the best. If you have really nice stuff that you want to keep looking nice for many years, it's kind of a not the greatest way to go. So this is going to be a better option than those kinds of things, since you can just attach it with this little strap. You can put this around the crank arm, you can put it around the wheel itself, you can put it on one of your down tubes, or anywhere that you feel comfortable with attaching it that it can actually reach. So I'm going to go over how this actually gets installed on your cargo management system rails and kind of give you some specs to make sure that this is going to work for your application. The nice thing about Inno's products is that they are really well engineered, they're well designed, and they make a really nice product. So it looks really good. I think it looks pretty slick. And it's a pretty small system, so it doesn't take up too much space, and it should be pretty easy to get on or off those rails. So if you don't want to have it on there all the time, you don't have to, and it's pretty easy to remove. Basically what you'll do is just find a spot that this little plate nut can go into that rail. There's usually a couple of cutouts along that rail that this can pop into, and then you can slide it along inside that rail. So that's something to look for with this, and I'll give you some measurements in a second to make sure that this will actually fit. So once you find that spot, get it slid in there, find the spot that you want it to be mounted. You've got this little plate to go over the top rail, kind of just gives it a little bit of a larger landing pad, something to kind of brace against, and also kind of protects the finish on your vehicle as well. So you'll put that pad underneath it, tighten this down until it's nice and snug, and then you're ready to start attaching your bike. So just a strap, again, that wraps around anywhere that you want to put that. So down tube, crank arm, handlebar. Well, you can't really reach up to your handlebars, but the wheel or any other spot that's a good anchor point. You can thread this arm out to get it to the right length that you need. You can either just thread it in or out, or use the included tool to take out these two little bolts. This is kind of a quicker way to get that adjusted. They actually suggest that you start with this when you're first making that adjustment. So it's kind of the macro adjustment is to do it this way, where basically you're just going to be taking this piece off so that you can put the rod where you want it to be. Take those bolts out, and this guy should just pop off. Rod was kind of stuck in there, but now you can find the spot where you want that to be, get it about there, so, and then you can pop this back on, and then just kind of wiggle it to make sure that everything matches up again, and tighten it back down. So again, that's going to be kind of for the initial adjustment. You shouldn't need to do that every time after that unless you switch to a different bike or you want to find just a different placement overall. So as you can see, pretty simple system. Once you get this initial adjustment, you don't really ever need to use tools again to get this installed, so that's another nice thing. And I've seen a lot of folks who say that this is just like super easy to get their bike on and off. They can just reach over the bed rail and get it in place, so it just makes life a little bit easier. Also, you'll notice that this has a D-ring, so that is a built-in attachment point for any kind of straps, so you can wrap a strap around your handlebars or anything else to kind of give you that secondary spot for keeping it nice and secure. Now, the overall length of this piece is, if we go from the end, what I would say is the usable end of that rod to where it's going to match up with your bike, give you that length. So if we go from here out, that's about 7 inches. But the actual bracket here is about 1.75 inches. So you've got about, you've got about 5 inches of space that you can bring this out away from those rails. So that's about how far you can get your bike away from this side of that bed. That might be a little bit tight for some of you guys who have any kind of boxes or anything else in the way in that cargo area on your truck, but just something to keep in mind there. You can rotate this around 360 degrees to get it whatever angle you need to attach to your bike. This bolt is a 10mm standard thread, so that's going to be the same for that the threads that are cut into this base too. Everything is made out of non-rusting material, non-corrosive material, so you shouldn't have to worry about any kind of rust over time. I just think this is a really nice, slick little system. As far as other measurements, that block that goes into that management, the cargo rail, it's about 1 3/8 inches long by about 1 inch, maybe 7/8 of an inch wide, and then about 1/4 of an inch thick. Let me get a better look at that actually. Yeah, I'd say about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 5/16. All in all, pretty nice system. Works for, again, your Chevy, GMC, Toyota trucks, anything that has that C-channel track system. The weight capacity for this is 33 pounds. It also is covered by a limited lifetime warranty. The D-ring weight capacity is 66 pounds. So just some ratings to keep in mind. If you want to see any of the other specs or measurements, we have some laid out on our page here at etrailer.com. Also, if you want to get any kind of straps or any other accessories, we've got a lot of options available here at eTrailer, so check those out if you're interested. That's always our goal here at etrailer.com, is to make sure that you get the right part the first time, so I really hope that this video helped to make your decision with this. Again, I'm Ellen here at eTrailer. Thanks for watching.